Ian Mercado High School is a special school in Tower Hamlets supporting 40 pupils with behavioural, emotional and social difficulties. Many pupils are disabled pupils with an underlying impairment such as attention deficit disorder, which can cause behavioural difficulties. 2 years ago, when the school was in special measures, Claire Lillis was appointed head. One of the first things Claire and her deputy did to help to bring the school successfully out of special measures was to introduce strategies to change the ethos of the school.
What we wanted to create here was very much an environment that would allow the whole person to develop educationally, socially, emotionally and behaviourally, so that when they leave here they're going into mainstream society as opposed to maybe a custodial setting.
Whilst Ian Mercado is a special school, all of the reasonable adjustments could be developed for other settings. A key adjustment at the school was work to develop relationships with parents.
They were a huge resource that was not being utilised. They'd had a lot of negative communications with the school, and it was changing that, and it was getting staff to see that if Norman comes in tomorrow and says, "Oh, you rang my mum last night and said I was good at English," that's going to be far more effective of him having another positive English lesson than ringing up and saying he was an absolute nightmare. The boys are here because they've got behavioural problems. Don't reinforce that with the families day in, day out, but look for something positive.
Creating an ethos where pupils felt listened to and valued was important for positive change.
And we set up various groups. We had a student council, we had a catering committee. We started to listen, and not only were we listening, the children felt listened to.
A major adjustment to teaching at Ian Mercado was to restructure the curriculum to meet the needs of pupils so that they found it engaging and relevant to their lives and to their futures. The My Life curriculum is split into 5 elements.
So we have my world, my body, my passport, myself and my future. And within those 5 elements of the curriculum, there are obviously strands of the national curriculum. So if we take my passport, for example, there'll be ICT, literacy, numeracy. Trampolining is an element of the My Body curriculum. We have canoeing, fencing, basketball, swimming, football, and trampolining is something that the boys have really excelled at in a very short period of time.
Staff encourage students to care for each other, and trampolining includes learning how to watch and check that pupils on the trampoline are working safely. At lunchtime, pupils have access to a pool table, DJing equipment and a pleasant environment to help develop social skills. DJing is also offered as a qualification under the My Future curriculum. With the new My Life curriculum, learning activities cross over all subject areas, and through studying under the new curriculum, Joseph has taken his first ever national curriculum tests. He gained a level 5 in English. My Future is career and work based, and the school have set up a hair and beauty salon where students study hairdressing and are also provided with another opportunity to develop cooperative skills. One reasonable adjustment within the new curriculum is that pupils can have individual timetables.
Dean, who's studying MVQ hairdressing, he's 12 years old, and if we were to look at the more flexible curriculum of Key Stage 4, when Dean got to Year 10, he would be far behind his peers, whereas as we're starting now, and he's actually in a working environment, as you can see, and learning the skills at a younger age, that when he gets into Year 10, he'll then be able to go out on work experience, and hopefully it will be a positive experience for him.
Ben, who's having his hair done, also has a flexible timetable. He attends college on a Monday, where he is taking City and Guilds motor vehicle studies.
I think it is looking at where the young people are, creating a curriculum that meets their needs and is relevant, but then as they develop, the curriculum needs to develop as well. So I know with these 5 elements, they may well be changing over the next year or developing as the young people are. But most certainly, the current Year 7, 8 and 9, I would expect those to be taking, 5 GCSEs plus or their equivalents.
Staff at Ian Mercado encourage pupils to talk about their difficulties. It's one of the strategies that's having a positive impact on behaviour. Staff also work with pupils on communication skills and conflict resolution, which supports pupils to manage their own behaviour. Another adjustment which allows staff to talk about pupils' needs benefits both staff and pupils.
One of the most significant things we've done is to employ a psychotherapist who we have 2 days a week, predominantly there to support staff and to assist in their training and development. All staff have a group supervision for an hour a week, and many then have individual sessions with the therapist. That allows us to keep a healthy staff team. It puts a lot of the behaviour and the children's actions into a theoretical framework where you can understand and work with the problems.
How do you like being treated?
No, with respect, same as any other person.
Give respect. Respect, that's it.
Recognising that a pleasant and cared-for physical environment can have a positive effect on learning and behaviour, the school has worked hard to improve the physical environment, improving the dining room, the garden and the toilets.
The luscious loos competition, that was something that we had within the first few weeks of me starting here. They were given a budget and it was fantastic. This toilet actually won the competition, and the student who was painting it was the first time whilst he was doing this that he actually spoke about his father, who had died recently, but was a painter and decorator. And I think that exercise met a number of needs. It met the need in terms of creating a nicer environment, but there was also obviously an emotional need that was met there for this young person.
There's been no graffiti in the toilets since pupils decorated them, and as the school's environment and ethos has changed, local people have become more involved in the school. Incidents between pupils have decreased and pupils' attendance has improved.
86%, and it's been running at that since September, and a large number of students have 90% attendance rate.